Renew your GVC now or wait for the RPC Level 1. By the end of this video, you'll have your answer. Not the industry's answer, not Dave with his drone from down the road's answer, yours, with a sourced reason behind it. And stick around to the end because I'll also clear up another massive cause of confusion we're seeing every day about the L1. So here's how we get there. We've got a super simple way for you to decide what's best for you right now. A road with one checkpoint and then one junction with 3 exits. 2 steps, a couple of questions, and you get your route. I'm Matt Williams, ex-military flying instructor, heavy lift drone pilot, and someone who's trained more than 66,000 drone pilots worldwide. And before you weigh my advice, weigh this. I've written both the Level 1 and Level 2 RPC courses. They are here, finished, ready to go. And we've deliberately chosen not to submit them to the CAA yet. That decision is already costing us money. The advice in this video will probably cost us more. So why am I doing it? Because I prefer to give you the truth than tell you something that would work best for us. And the truth right now is that the RPC L1 offers 99.9% of pilots nothing that the GVC doesn't, but it costs much more in time and effort to get. First things first then, I want to be fair to you. If you're confused about all this change, it's not your fault. The villain here is misinformation. Forum threads, comment sections, and yes, training companies talking up whichever course is newest because the newest course is the easiest way to stand out from each other. Then, somewhere in every one of those forum threads is Dave with his drone from down the road. You know Dave, answers every question within minutes, total confidence, not a flicker of doubt. The trouble is Dave's information is about 2 years old and the rules have moved since he last read them. He means well, he genuinely does. He's a casualty of the noise, not the cause of it. Sorry, Dave. So here is what the regulation actually says right now. To fly most commercial drone work in the UK, if you can't do it inside the open category, you need an operational authorisation from the CAA. For this, the CAA publishes what it calls Acceptable Means of Compliance, or the AMC. In plain English, the qualifications it will accept as proof that you are competent. Right now, you can apply for the standard operational authorisation. Most drone pilots use the PDRA 01 using both the GVC and the RPC L1. Same list, same destination, totally different noise in terms of time and effort to get. I made a whole video about this, which I'll link to at the end for you. So here's the thing that changes everything for you. Stop asking which qualification is the best. Nobody else knows and nobody else needs to. Instead, start asking what your situation requires. Picture that road properly now. 1 checkpoint, then a junction beyond it with 3 exits. At the checkpoint, there is a single question. Answer yes, and you stop right there with no choice to make. Answer no, and you roll on to the junction where 3 signposts do the deciding for you. No forecasting, no guessing which way the industry jumps, just your facts in order. Checkpoint first. The checkpoint question is this. Do you need a SORA? SORA stands for Specific Operations Risk Assessment. It's the CAA's process for operations that fall outside the predefined risk assessments. Heavier aircraft flying beyond the limits of PDRA 01, doing more complex, higher risk work. Think of PDRA 01 as the pre-approved route and SORA as applying for your own bespoke route. That's not exactly what it is. Let's think of it like that for a moment. Now, here's the boundary that settles the whole debate for some of you. Under the CAA's new framework, where your operation requires a SORA, the RPC Level 1 is the required qualification, not the preferred one, the only one. So if the work you're planning needs a SORA, there was never a renew or wait debate for you. The checkpoint waves you down the Level 1 road. Decision made. You can stop reading forums today and crack on. But here's the thing. 99.9% of you will answer no. Most commercial drone work in this country sits comfortably inside the open category or can be done under a PDRA 01. If that's you, roll forward to the junction because that's where the real nuance lives. So you're sat at the junction, 3 signposts ahead of you, 3 questions to ask. Question 1, when does your GVC expire or do you not hold one yet? Question 2, are you flying commercially under an operational authorisation today? And question 3, what's your appetite for the extra structured flight training the Level 1 adds? Because it requires a minimum of 2 hours of structured flight training with a qualified instructor before your practical assessment. More time out of the office and away from business development, and usually more cost indirectly, if not directly. Answer those 3 questions honestly, and you will find the decision is already made. Let's quickly walk each exit in turn. First exit. You hold a GVC that expires in 2026 or 2027. Here's the calendar fact. GVCs can no longer be issued beyond the 31st of December 2027. But here's the part the noise keeps burying. A GVC granted or renewed before then remains valid for its full 5-year term. And that term runs beyond the sunset date. Renew today, and you keep flying every single mission you fly right now on the qualification you already know, while the Level 1 landscape settles around you. And when the time comes and the regulations have settled, we know what the CA are actually going to ask of us, there'll be a simple conversion route from the GVC to the Level 1. In fact, there are already some out there, so you won't be starting from zero. It'll be a simple, fast, cost-effective upgrade. And if you wait a little while, I'm personally expecting it to get even easier in the future, which is the main reason that we're waiting for the regulations to settle before we launch any of this. So if you're in this position, the framework, the road you're going to choose usually says renew before the GVC sunset date, bank the 5 years, and then watch the traffic from a position of strength. No countdown, no panic, just a diary entry and a renewal. Second exit, you're flying paid work today under an operational authorization. For you, the deciding factor is one word: continuity. That authorization is the thing that enables your business. Clients booked, contracts signed, insurance arranged around it. Interrupting a working authorization to chase a newer certificate that you're not going to use doesn't make sense. No revenue while you retrain, no advantage when you finish, no thanks. The only exception is that initial checkpoint. If your growth plans genuinely need a SORA, that is a Level 1 conversation and you already know it. Otherwise, the wheels keep turning. Renew when your cycle says to renew, or make sure you renew before the GVC stops being issued. A working authorization beats a shinier certificate any day of the week. Finally, the third exit. You've not started training at all, and you are torn between the A2 CFC plus GVC route or diverting straight to the RPC Level 1 Part A. Honest comparison, the theory content's almost identical. The GVC route is a defined syllabus, a theory exam, a practical flight assessment, established, proven and widely available. The Level 1 route covers near identical ground, then adds a minimum of 2 hours of structured flight training with an instructor before your assessment. More time in the calendar, usually more cost overall, and remember, for standard PDRA 01 work, both qualifications earn you the exact same operational authorization. A GVC earned today carries the same 5-year validity as a renewed one and the same conversion route later. So here's my honest view. Starting today with no SORA on my horizon, I would take the GVC route. It's faster, established, and converts easily later if you need to. But if the work you're dreaming about needs a SORA, do not fight the checkpoint. Start on the Level 1 road from day one, and you'll be glad that you asked the gate question first. Okay, now the bonus I promised at the start of the video, an answer to a question we're being asked daily. There is a claim doing the round that the Level 1 route means no operations manual required. Dave with his drone from down the road has posted it on at least 3 threads this week because he read the headline and not the detail. Sorry again, Dave. Here's the actual distinction, and it matters. Under the current GVC route, you have to write and submit an operations manual to the CAA as part of your operational authorization, your OA application. Under the new RPC framework, it is true that you don't need to write and submit a manual to be awarded your RPC L1, but here's the kicker. Not submitting a manual is not the same as not needing one. Under an operational authorization, you are still required to hold and maintain a current operations manual and to operate in accordance with it. The paperwork changes shape at the training stage, but the operating responsibility does not. That is the CAA position at the time of publishing this video. This then brings us to another question we keep getting asked all the time: pricing. Yes, one route can look cheaper on the sticker, but a cheaper route that adds hours or ignores your expiry date or fails your checkpoint answer is not the smarter choice. Work out what you need first, then total up the time and cost to your business of going any specific way. Sticker price comes last. Now, let me quickly show you the framework working on real people. 3 conversations from recent months, same checkpoint, same junction, 3 different answers. A surveyor with a GVC expiring next spring, no SORA in sight. He renewed, banked the 5-year term and kept every contract flying. Right answer. A drone business owner planning heavy lift work beyond the limits of PDRA 01. The checkpoint stopped her before the junction even mattered. SORA territory, Level 1 required, debate over. Also the right answer. And then a brand new drone pilot who asked me straight, is it safer to wait for the Level 1? He didn't need a SORA. He didn't need to wait. He just needed to start. A2, then GVC, and he was quoting for paid work within a couple of months. Right answer, number 3. Same road, same signs, 3 different exits, all correct. And that's the whole point. There's no industry-wide answer. There's nobody in a forum who can give you the right answer for you. There is only your decision that's right for you. So run this for yourself right now. Checkpoint first. Do I need a SORA? Yes. Level 1. Decided. Done. No? Move forward to your 3 checkpoints, your 3 signposts, your expiry date, whether you're flying paid work right now, and your appetite for the extra hours and costs. And listen, for plenty of you out there, the framework's honest output is change nothing yet. Renew on your normal cycle, keep flying. That is a valid answer. And I'll say it plainly, even though a training company earns nothing by saying it. The one wrong answer is idling at the junction with your engine running. If you've got any questions about drones, drone regulations, or the drone industry, drop them in the comments below. We add everyone to the list, and the questions with the most likes gets bumped up the production list. Let us know what you want to know, and we'll make the videos. We want to help you and the community as best we can, and we can only do that if you let us know what you need from us. In the meantime, if you made it this far and you want to know the difference between what the GVC and the L1 allow you to do, you're going to want to click this video here. Until next time, I've been Matt Williams. Fly safe and blue skies.